In life, we all encounter obstacles, and those obstacles come in all different shapes, sizes, and forms. The question is, how do we handle those obstacles? Do we attack them head on, or do we allow them to make us quit? Welcome to the No Quit Living podcast, where we aim to motivate and inspire listeners to never give up on themselves, their dreams, or their goals. We will interview successful people from all walks of life as they share their no-quit stories when they had the choice to give up or give in, but they didn't. We thank you for listening, and we hope to be that jolt of positivity as you go for your greatness. Welcome to episode number 213 of the No Quit Living podcast. I'm your host, Christopher J. Worth, and today's theme of the day is vulnerability. Our quote of the day comes to us from the amazing Brené Brown. Vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's our greatest measure of courage. Today's episode is sponsored by the good people over at West Fair Communications, who publish the Westchester County Business Journal and the Fairfield County Business Journal. These newspapers do a wonderful job in covering all aspects of the business world within two of the most influential markets in the New York metropolitan area. You can also take advantage of their daily news feeds, which keep track on the companies and thought leaders in these important regions. For more information, take a look at www.westfaironline.com. Trust me, once you start reading, you won't quit. A couple months ago, I met a gentleman by the name of Lucas Mack, and he helped me better understand what it means to truly be vulnerable. We initially connected via Instagram. We have both been guests on each other's podcast. I recorded on his show first, and after that recording, we ended up chatting for quite some time, and we become very good friends. As a society, I believe that we are raised with the idea that showing vulnerability is actually a sign of weakness. I think that asking for things just because, and holding your hand out and expecting something, is a sign of weakness. However, being real, open, and transparent with both yourself and others, I believe that is a sign of real strength and courage. It's easy to be open when things are going your way. When your team is up by 10 runs, there's no risk in taking one swing for the fences. But what about when everything isn't going your way? Or when you need to reach out to a friend or a family member and ask them for help? Or what about that time you hurt a friend or a relationship and you need to humble yourself and ask for forgiveness? Vulnerability is raw and it is real, but it's not perfect. Being vulnerable and being truly vulnerable requires you to take down your wall, to open yourself up, and to allow people and things into your life. The end result of being vulnerable is truly allowing yourself to live. You will win, you will lose, and along the way, you'll build some amazing relationships and friendships, and you'll end up moving on from others. The reality is that being vulnerable is not easy, it's not simple, but it is so important to become the best you and to ultimately surround yourself with the right people. Just like swinging a bat in baseball, you will never know, grow, learn, or become the best version of yourself if you are not willing to truly be vulnerable or if you're not willing to risk. It doesn't mean that you open up yourself 100% to everyone and everything within seconds of meeting them, but it is important ultimately to open yourself up. To me, there's another side of vulnerability. I believe that before you can be vulnerable with others, you need to first be vulnerable with yourself. If you're not open and honest with yourself, how can you expect others to be open and honest with you? Life is not always easy, and it won't ever be, but neither is being vulnerable. In conclusion today, I would like you to think about how you look at vulnerability and the role that it plays in your life today. Being vulnerable opens you up to amazing opportunities, relationships, and friendships, but it doesn't guarantee success, nor will you go through life undefeated. What it does guarantee you, though, is you won't look back in 5 years, 10 years, or even longer, and to wonder what if you'd been more open, honest, and real. Vulnerability is strength, vulnerability is power, and vulnerability is real. As you go about your day today, if you can, try and be more vulnerable with yourself first. As you take a look in that self-accountability mirror, be real with yourself. Ask yourself if you are being open, honest, and willing to put yourself out there for you first and others second. If there's something or someone that you believe in, don't be afraid and don't hold back. On the flip side, if there is something or someone you need to move on from or remove from your bus, do it. You might learn, you might lose, but in the end, if you are truly vulnerable, honest, and open, you won't ever regret. So as you go for your greatness today, I would like to leave you with a final quote by Sigmund Freud. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. And lastly, to our listeners, thank you. We truly appreciate your time, and we hope our episodes inspire you to keep on attacking life and never giving up. To quote Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, it's too early to quit.